I was really young, like 3 years old. I always saw lots of really young, content creators, and I asked my parents if we could do something like that.
Oh, here's it. Let's check it out.
Ooh, hey, Red Python.
The internet just pulled off something that almost never happens. It might have actually saved a child star. Yep, after nearly a decade, Ryan's World is finally wrapping up, and for the first time in 10 long years, it looks like this kid might finally get the chance to just be a teenager. Crazy, right? For anyone who somehow missed the phenomenon, Ryan's World was the YouTube channel that turned a 3-year-old opening toys into a billion-dollar empire. Picture this, his face plastered across every Walmart aisle, a full-on Nickelodeon deal, video games, and more branded merch than some actual Disney franchises could dream of. It was adorable at first, sure, but it was also a goldmine. His parents were stacking cash faster than Ryan could unwrap another plastic toy. But here's the truth about these child star empires built on all moments and toy reviews. They all come with an expiration date, and Ryan's clock ran out about 4 years ago. Still, his parents kept milking that brand, pushing him to churn out the same kiddie content over and over.
Hey guys, I'm trying to use my Minecraft sword here, but it's not very powerful. Look.
Like the world wouldn't notice the forced smiles and fake enthusiasm. Let's be honest. Seeing a 14-year-old boy act hyped about slime and superhero capes isn't charming anymore. It's uncomfortable. It's like watching a hostage video with studio lighting and product placement. The internet has been shouting, "Let Ryan retire," for years now, and it looks like someone finally listened. But not because mom and dad suddenly grew a conscience or had a moral awakening. Nah, it's way simpler than that. The views tanked hard. We're talking Titanic-level collapse. Except this time, there wasn't an iceberg in sight. Just pure, unchecked greed sinking the ship. Ryan's empire didn't crumble because he lost the spark. It fell apart because the audience could tell the whole thing stopped being fun for him a long time ago. And honestly, it's about time someone pulled the plug. But honestly, this is exactly what happens when you turn your own kid into a walking brand. And forget that, newsflash, they're supposed to grow up.
I'm gonna win. Okay, I'll let you count first.
1, 2.
So let's start with the basics. Ryan is 14 years old now. That's the age where you're supposed to be figuring out who you are, dealing with breakouts, navigating school drama, and maybe sneaking in a little gaming, not pretending to be a superhero for a fan base that still drinks out of sippy cups. Yet if you scroll through Ryan's World from just a few months ago, you still find him trapped in that same old cycle, playing make-believe like it's 2015, opening toys, doing funny challenges, and trying to fake that sparkle in his eyes that once came naturally.
199,998, 999,999, 1 million. Morning workout complete. I'm ready for superhero school.
Except now, it's obvious he's just going through the motions. That smile doesn't say fun anymore. It screams, "My parents made me film this." And watching it, it's rough. We're talking titles like Ryan Catches the Easter Bunny Funny Challenges for Kids. And the moment you click, you're hit with this awkward mix of nostalgia and secondhand embarrassment. He's got the same lines, the same script, just with a deeper voice, a few pimples, and the energy of someone who'd rather be anywhere else. And clearly, it's not just me feeling that way. The entire internet caught on. TikTok became a whole support group for people saying, "Let bro retire already." Clips of Ryan looking visibly drained and checked out flooded the platform. One particular video even blew up with nearly 50 million views, showing Ryan doing another corny superhero act while his expression screamed, "Defeat." The comments were brutal, but real. People calling out how uncomfortable it's become to watch. Some even brought up EvanTube, the other YouTube toy legend who's now grown, graduated, and living his best teen life, while Ryan's still out here stuck in costume, pretending to catch the Easter Bunny like it's still kindergarten. It's not just cringe, it's sad. And honestly, everyone besides Ryan's parents can see exactly what's going on. You don't even need to dig deep. Just scroll through the comments under his videos, and it's the same message on repeat. Free this kid. The internet's united for once, begging for this boy to finally get his life back. But here's where things start to get really dark, because the people who should have protected him were the same ones turning the camera on him. Ryan's parents, Cheyenne and Luan, have been running this operation since he was just 3 years old. That's before most kids even know how to write their own name. While other toddlers were learning colors and nursery rhymes, Ryan was being filmed for views. His every smile, reaction, and laugh turned into viral content that made millions. Soon after, his mom quit her job as a teacher to manage the channel full-time. And not long after, his dad joined in too. And from that moment on, the family stopped being a regular family. They became a production line. Every day was filming, editing, uploading, repeat. Their home turned into a studio, and Ryan turned into a business asset. They built a brand so massive, it became a global franchise, one that transformed their son into a walking, talking cash machine. And when I say empire, I mean empire. At its peak, Ryan's World pulled in nearly $30 million in a single year.
You're on track to be a teenage billionaire. How much does Ryan get to keep of all this?
Oh, be careful, Ryan.
With his estimated net worth topping $100 million. That's not a YouTube channel anymore. That's a full-blown corporation run by two parents and fronted by a kid who can't even vote yet. Now you'd think with that kind of wealth, they'd ease up, let him breathe, let him just be a kid. But nope, these kinds of parents don't stop until something stops them. And in this case, the reality check didn't come from guilt or reflection. It came from collapsing numbers and a tidal wave of public backlash so loud they couldn't ignore it anymore. Let's break down the numbers, because they tell the whole story. Back in 2022, Ryan's World was pulling nearly 500 million views every single month. That's 500 million views, enough to make YouTube itself jealous. But fast forward to today, and those numbers have plummeted. The channel now barely scrapes 200 million monthly views. And if you actually check the recent uploads, most videos don't even break 100,000 views anymore. For a channel that's been around for a decade and has over 40 million subscribers, that's not just a dip. It's a full-on crash landing. Now, don't get it twisted. 200 million views is still huge for most creators, but for Ryan's World, that's a free fall.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
When I grow up, I want to be like an animator. I think it's really fun to do because at the end you get to see the whole thing. Sometimes I can see drafts first, and then after I can see like the full.
This was once a billion-view machine. The kid used to dominate YouTube's homepage like clockwork, but those days are long gone. Even his parents must have realized by now, Ryan isn't that wide-eyed little boy unboxing toys anymore. He's a teenager being told to act like one, and the audience can literally feel the desperation radiating off the screen. It's not entertainment anymore. It's uncomfortable to watch. And because Ryan's parents are still trying to hold on to the old glory days, comparisons to other child creators started flooding in. The internet immediately brought up EvanTube, who came up around the same time as Ryan. But unlike Ryan, EvanTube grew up, matured, and gracefully moved on. He stopped doing kiddie toy content, shifted into gaming and tech, and started living like a normal teenager. Meanwhile, Ryan's still trapped in this weird 2019 time loop. Same sets, same fake enthusiasm, same toy reviews, as if nobody told him he's allowed to grow up. And then came the interview that blew everything wide open. YouTuber John sat down with Ryan and his parents for what was supposed to be a sweet, behind-the-scenes look into their empire. The mood shifted the second John asked, "You're on track to be a teenage billionaire. How much does Ryan actually get to keep of all this?" The room went silent. You could practically feel the tension through the screen. Instead of a heartwarming family chat, it turned into one of the most painfully awkward 53 minutes ever uploaded to the internet. Every time John asked Ryan a question, his parents jumped in with rehearsed answers while Ryan just sat there quiet, barely able to speak for himself. It wasn't an interview. It was a live reminder that somewhere along the way, the fun was replaced with control. His dad completely hijacked the whole interview, talking nonstop about the business, the brand, the future, everything except what really mattered, what Ryan actually wanted. He spoke like a CEO giving a presentation, while Ryan sat there like a silent employee afraid to interrupt the boss. And the audience caught on immediately. The comment section went wild. People were not holding back at all. One viewer wrote, "I can't wait for the real Ryan interview in 10 years when his parents aren't sitting next to him." Another said, "This feels like they're hiding something." And the one that summed it up best, "Let the kid talk." You could feel the frustration pouring out of every comment because it was so obvious. Ryan wasn't in charge of anything. He was the brand's mascot, not the decision maker. His parents were pulling every single string behind the scenes and everyone could see it. But karma? Oh, karma finally clocked in, and it did not miss. Ryan's parents reportedly lost $9.4 million on their passion project, a movie called Titans Universe Adventure, which flopped so hard it practically left a crater. We're talking empty movie theaters, Literally. There are TikToks of people showing up to the screening and realizing they were the only ones there. That's how bad it was. And the critics? Brutal. Reviews called it underwhelming influencer junk. And what happens when underage YouTube stars with no acting experience have parents driven by greed? Ouch. But honestly, that last line, chef's kiss, because it perfectly sums up the entire situation. Ryan's parents saw dollar signs and treated their son like a franchise, not a family member. And when the money started drying up, they didn't take a step back. They went harder. Instead of protecting Ryan, they doubled down, cranking out more videos, more deals, more merchandise, anything to squeeze one last drop of cash out of the brand. Never mind that the FTC had already investigated Ryan's World for misleading ads aimed at preschoolers, or that Ryan's mom herself has a criminal record. Put all that together, the FTC probe, the shady background, and over a decade of monetizing a child, and the picture becomes crystal clear. This was never about fun, creativity, or even family. It was about money. From day one, the goal wasn't Ryan's happiness, it was revenue. But here's where the story finally takes a turn. And honestly, it's the kind of twist everyone's been waiting for. Recently, things in Ryan's world have started to shift. He's barely showing up in videos anymore. Uploads featuring him have slowed way down, and the family even packed up and moved to Hawaii, supposedly for Ryan's education. According to his parents, Ryan's now spending his time learning Japanese, playing piano, joining sports teams, basically doing actual kid stuff that doesn't involve bright lights, fake smiles, or a camera shoved in his face 24/7. Now, in that same interview that stirred up so much controversy, Ryan's dad tried to paint a new picture for the future. He said the channel is at a tipping point, trying to figure out its next direction. Maybe animation, maybe something that feels more age-appropriate for Ryan. He even claimed that Ryan's main focus now is school, and that if his son ever wanted to quit and chase another dream, they'd totally support him. Sounds great, right? On paper, it's the perfect PR move. But let's be real. This is the same man who's been running his kid's life like a corporate operation for a whole decade. So excuse the internet if we're a little skeptical. That said, there is evidence that some things might genuinely be changing for the better. If you check out Ryan's World now, you'll notice something new. Ryan's stepping into animation. The channel's been releasing a fresh animated video series that doesn't require him to constantly appear on camera. That shift could actually be the smartest move they've made in years. It lets Ryan stay creative without having to live under constant public scrutiny. It's like a silent exit, a way to grow up and still keep his name alive without selling his soul for clicks. From the outside, it honestly looks like Ryan's finally easing away from the childish toy content and heading towards something that actually matches his age and personality. And if that's really what's happening, it might be the best thing that's ever happened to him. He finally gets to live like a normal teenager. More privacy, more peace, and a break from the nonstop production cycle that turned his childhood into a business strategy. After 10 years of cameras, contracts, and controversy, it looks like Ryan's finally getting what he deserved all along, a chance to just be a kid. But what do you think? Do you believe this shift is genuine growth or just another rebrand to keep the empire alive? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.